2. Hope it works this time. Sending some data over. All right, that's a good sign. We are live on Twitch, it looks like, which is awesome. Let me make sure that's all kicked off and good. Oh, hell yeah, we are good on Twitch. What is going on, Twitch world? YouTube, I think we're good. Hey, we're good on YouTube. Perfect. All right. Sorry for the little bit of a delay on that one, a little bit of a weird thing on that, guys. I'm still trying to figure out the restreaming process. So I stream to both Twitch and YouTube, and that can sometimes throw a few like weird things into the mix. Into that mix. So let's go live on TikTok quick. Let's see. New Roto grip ball. Add you, lost and you're back. Okay, perfect. Jangles, what's going on? How you doing? All right, let me go live on TikTok quick, and then I can kick off with everything you guys are saying. I think we're good. Let me connect to the Twitch chat because I'm realizing that's not there right now. Hey, Alejandro, what's going on? How you doing? What is up? All right, let me grab this so you guys can actually see the chat that I'm discussing or talking about. Boom. We are up there. I think we're up pretty much everywhere, which is perfect. We're up on Twitch. Twitch, what's going on, everybody out there? Everybody on YouTube, what's going on? Let me know if anything doesn't sound good or sounds good or all that jazz. Johnny, I see you. What's up, man? Let's see. Not That Fat is over on Twitch already. What's going on, man? What is up? All right, we are live on every single platform. We have a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. We have a ton of new bowling balls that got announced over the last like 5-ish days, really. So we've had a lot of those coming out. We have a lot of other bowling news that's been going on. We had a PBA major that was finished. We have another PB event going on right now. We have a ton of things going on. We have an entire event that I want to talk about that I was at out in Pittsburgh. So ton of cool things to talk about. Thank you guys, whoever is jumping in so far. Gonna have a lot of fun things to talk about. We live for about an hour and a half or so. I'm a little bit sick from Pittsburgh. I blame Maribeth for that one because I think she was sick for a little bit. But we are going to get it all going. It looks like James is hitting us with something. I did pick up the used tank yellow jack. Looking forward to using it in my pattern league. Yeah, that yellow jacket, for a lot of people who haven't seen, that ball was discontinued from Motive. And it's fine. It's okay. It goes very forward for a urethane, which is not the worst thing in the world. You can play a little straighter with it, but it is very cheap right now in a lot of places because they're trying to get rid of inventory to get whatever the next new ball is going to be from Motive, whatever the next urethane-like ball will be. We don't really know what it is yet. I'd assume that's going to be the next announcement, though, because the Tank Rampage Pearl was actually just discontinued. So Motive has no microcell balls in the lineup right now. Kind of crazy. I'd assume once the lethal gets dropped, we wait a week or two, and then we'll have a new microcell tank type bowling ball coming out, is my guess. I have zero rhyme or reason to that, just an assumption. Drew, thank you for the follow on TikTok. But I should talk about what we're all doing today. Like I mentioned, we're going to talk all the new bowling balls I have up here on YouTube right now. It says new Roto Grip Rockstar. We had the Rockstar asymmetrical solid ball that was just recently announced. We have, I believe it was 4 new Brunswick balls. Let's see if I can get them. Criterion Hybrid, Stealth Mode. We had the Criterion Stealth Mode. We had the Piranha Power Core Pearl, and then we had the Hypnotize. For some reason, my mouth doesn't like to say hypnotize. I like very much struggle busted on that. So apologies if I say it wrong here and there. But we have a lot of cool new bowling balls that are coming out. We're going to go into what I've seen on all of them. I've watched a handful of videos on every single ball that I've mentioned. The Brunswick balls, I don't have as good of an idea because the only people who've posted videos are not the most reliable sources, unfortunately. They make every ball kind of look the same, but I'm trying to get a little bit more information, see what's good, see what's not, and then we can go from there. So remember, this is also a full Q&A session, so please ask questions throughout. Please let me know any questions you guys have about your arsenals, about the new bowling balls, about anything bowling, even non-bowling related. It can be whatever you guys want this to be. We are going to make it. We are definitely going to make it. Remember, click like if you haven't. Helps me out a ton, pushes the video out to more people, and then make sure to subscribe or follow because then you get notified when we go live. So let's check on with the chat a little bit. James, yes, James, we did have a lot of new bowling balls. Jangles is hyped for that brand new Hypnotize, which is pretty, that one, I'm so interested on, I think is going to be the best way for me to put it. I'm not like, I can't say it's excitement, but I'm curious. I'm very, very curious because the mesmerize, awesome. Vaporize, awesome. Hypnotize, we're going to see. I feel like it's just going to be a smoother version of the vaporize because the mesmerize and vaporize were radically different. Radically different bowling balls, even though the vaporize is just basically a pearl version with a slightly different core than the mesmerize. So that hypnotize will be very, very odd. Very odd. Let's see. We have Hansen. Is the Criterion hybrid sharper off the friction than the Theorem hybrid? It will not be. No, the Criterion will be much smoother than that Theorem. It's gonna oh man. Ow. Apologies. I am a little bit sick right now, so I might be coughing and sniffling a little bit through this. So apologies for that. But yes, Criterion hybrid is going to be much smoother than the Theorem. Will, can the Equinox and Coil be in the same bag? So I honestly see the Equinox as a slightly, honestly, almost the same as the Coil. So I don't think you need both. I think if you want to replace the Coil, it's a good idea. James, what's your pin on or take on pin down layouts? Are they better for sport patterns? It really all depends, James. Pin down balls are going to be a lot better for people who have a lot of axis rotation, but remember, pin down can mean a lot of things. Like for me, if I put a ball pinned down, it's never going to hook because my pin to PAP is so different than like the average typical bowler. So by pin down, it'll be that third angle in the dual angle system is very, very big. So that's just going to cause a ball to flare less and be smoother. So it can be good from straighter. Yes, I wouldn't recommend a whole lineup of pin down balls though. Let's see. John, have you booked your room for nationals yet? The days we are going, all the closer hotels are sold out. Ooh, I have not, but I'm going to do that now. I have not looked at that yet. I definitely am going to have to. Enoch, glad you made it back safely. Yeah, unfortunately, there was a lot of crashes over the last week or two and a lot around the Pittsburgh area. So glad I made it back. Glad I made it back. Let's see. I see Don, how the Onyx 2.0 look. I didn't have time to drill it, Don. I didn't end up practicing last night, so I'll be doing that hopefully next week. Hopefully next week. I'm just bored. Widow 2.0 hybrid versus the Mania. Your thoughts? So the hybrid is going to be a lot smoother. It's honestly going to be about the same length, but it's going to be much, much smoother than that Mania. That Mania is very, very angular. It's even more angular than the Ghost Pearl, which was the last Pearl Black Widow to release. All Dots asking tips for buying your first urethane. So step one, make it a purple hammer. It's the best one out there. And then number two is make sure the pin to PAP distance is pretty short. Around 4 inches or a little bit less is going to be your best play for buying your first urethane. But I just recommend the purple hammer. Asian Mason just bought a purple hammer. There we go. We just had a purple hammer buyer. Love it. How should I drill it? Same exact thing. Make sure the pin to PAP is pretty short. So 3 3/4 inches to 4 inches is going to be best. Make sure the VAL angle, the last angle, is a little bit shorter, around 30 degrees, and you'll be good to go. Dill Bob, what's the new ball? We actually have 5 of them. We have the Roto Grip Rockstar. We have the Brunswick Hypnotize. We have the Track Criterion Hybrid and the Track Stealth Mode. And then we have the Columbia 300 Piranha Power Core Pearl. That one's a mouthful. Those are all of the new balls coming out around middle of February. I believe they all come out on the 21st and 20th because Brunswick has to release things a day before Storm, as they do. Let's see. Keenan, what's a good replacement for the effect? The Widow Mania wouldn't be bad. That's probably one of the better options. The Intense Mindset from Brunswick is pretty good, but otherwise the Vaporize is also pretty good from them. Boss man, what ball cleaner can I use to clean my physics? Any and all ball cleaners. The Creating the Difference ball cleaner is a little pricier, but it is really good yet. But in general, most ball cleaners are almost identical. So just go with Creating the Difference if you want the highest premium and highest quality. Otherwise, a little bit of anything will be fine. Let's see. I see Johnny out here. How are the Storm Reacta wipes? I think they're pretty okay. I haven't seen much about them. They're a little bit under the radar right now, but still pretty good. Jonathan, looking for something a little weaker than my Crazy Antics ASIM Pearl. What is that ball? Columbia 300 Crazy Antics Pearl. What in the... Oh, that ball is disgusting. Actually, that's kind of a cool colorway, in all honesty. Kind of a cool color. Oh, that thing's pretty weak, actually. Oh, never mind. It's pretty strong. I was looking at the 13-pound numbers. Honestly, that new Piranha Power Core Pearl will be a good ball down from it. So that might be the play in all honesty. You're going to want to look for like a medium sharp option because that one should be a strong sharp. Jangle, similar to the viewer Arsenal rankings, any chance you'll start throwing up the different company current lineups? That is ironic. I have a motive one ready to go. I just haven't edited it yet because I've been gone for a week basically. And then right when I came back, I got sick. So I haven't had any time to actually edit it. I want the motive one to go out probably within the next week. And then I'll be making ones for every other bowling brand out there. So it's going to be ranking bowling balls based on where they actually fit, ranking the entire lineup of a company and putting the balls where they fit and then putting them strength-wise in their own lineup. So motive's the easy one because they have a chart that basically does it already, which is great. I'm actually going to be taking off my sweatshirt, so I'm going to go off screen for just a second because it is about 98 degrees in this room. All right. What do we have on under this? Oh, we're in all black. All right, sure. Good enough for me. Alrighty, let's see. Where are we at? Also, drink of the day is a Mountain Dew Kickstart. Really, really good. I needed a little bit of caffeine, but not too much. It's only 90 milligrams, so better than it could be. Let's see. We'll put that there. TK, you mentioned an Arsenal builder for the new swag line. I'm waiting for that. Yes, I do need to do that. The swag balls are unfortunately not as good as everyone was hoping or not as good as the Bowlers Mart employees hyped them out to be. They're still okay. If you guys want, I need a poke at this. Apologies, Louis Napolis, for this, but if you guys want to go watch a little bit of hate on the swag bowling balls, go watch Louis's videos. He did not like them from the second he looked at them, which is kind of funny. But they aren't as good in general as I was hoping, but I will still try to make an Arsenal builder for where they fit and what they kind of look like. Unfortunately, nobody has like comparisons with other companies' bowling balls, which is a little unfortunate, but I think I have a few ideas of where they all fit. Slim Gibbs, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Garrett, any tips on staying ahead of transition? Yes, making moves quickly. So if you leave a corner pin, you leave a 4-pin, your ball goes through the face. One of the better things to do is be cocky, basically. Assume that, oh, that might not have been me, that might have been the lane, and then make that move already. If you get stuck in the game of like, oh, I threw it bad, I threw it bad, I threw it bad, well, you probably didn't a couple of those times, and then you're behind transition, and then you're lost. You always have to assume it's, I don't remember who gave me that advice or where I heard that from, but it's the idea of like, assume you're a PBA bowler. Like, you have to assume this is the ball's fault, this is the lane's fault, it wasn't my physical game's fault, and then make the move. It helps you stay ahead of it, and you'll never really get behind it then. All right, let's keep on rolling. So many videos. Bladen, I watch all of your videos. Hey, thanks, Bladen. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Keenan, I was actually looking at the Vaporizer Mania. Perfect, perfect. Raya Take, looking to add one more ball to my arsenal. I currently have my chat reset. I currently have Black Widow 3.0 and an Arctic Vibe. You're going to want something right in between those. I think a Scorpion Strike fits really well for you. And a lot of people are liking that Scorpion Strike right now. Mason, should I get an Archetype Solid? There's a kid in my division who always shoots 260 plus every tournament. The Archetype Solid you actually cannot buy anymore. It is discontinued. The newest ball that fits that spot is the Track Criterion. It is really good, but I only recommend it if you're bowling on a lot of oil or if you're a little more speed dominant, then it'll look good. If you're rev dominant, it's not going to be great. Jim, I'm looking for something to replace my Hammer Anger. It was disappointing. Oh, I'm sorry for that. That's unfortunate. Other things that fit in that spot, if you want a different brand, I would go with the Road Warrior from Storm. That one is beloved by pretty much everybody right now. That's going to be the best one-to-one comparison of that ball. Hunter Hall, Storm or Hammer? It all depends, Hunter. It depends what you're looking for. It depends on the ball. I think those are the two best brands in bowling right now, especially with the last like 4 releases. So it really depends what you're looking for. Gabby and Dash, Arsenal recommendation for someone who throws around 14 miles an hour, low to medium rev rate. With a lower rev rate, but 14 miles an hour, I'm going to assume you're pretty much a balanced bowler. So you're going to want to look at those middle of the road bowling balls like symmetrical solids and symmetrical pearls to start. Maybe an asymmetrical pearl in there, and you'll be good to go. Slim Gibbs, what's going on? Let's see, Han. I currently have a reality check and an Optimal Idol Solid. Another ball of your suggestion. That reality check was good. Optimal Idol Solid is good. I would go with a Pearl ball below them all. So that would be like a Zen 25. That ball is the GOAT right now. Absolute, absolute GOAT. All right. Reminder for everybody, we have a lot more people jumping in right now. First of all, welcome. Hope you guys all enjoy. We are talking about all the 5 new bowling balls that have been released this week. See if we can name them again. The Roto Rockstar. We have the Brunswick Hypnotize. We have the Columbia 300 Piranha Power Core Pearl. So many words. We have the Track Criterion Hybrid and the Track Stealth Mode, which is a remake of the original Track Stealth. So we're going to talk about a lot of those. Leave any questions you have because this is also a full Q&A on everything and anything bowling. So if you guys have questions about your bowling balls, about the new bowling balls, about anything bowling related or even non-bowling related, just let us know. We also are going to give a recap. We were just in Pittsburgh working with the very first Storm Junior staffer, Maribeth Baker, Duquesne University bowler, and we are going to get into how that all went, what we all created, and what you guys should expect in the next couple of weeks for content. And there's some really cool and informative things in there and some fun ones. Like me shooting almost 200 with a house ball lefty. That one was really fun. I think I had 6 of 7 for a minute. That was great. Nice to meet you. My wife is moving from 12 to 14 pounds. She has a phase 2, an AI, and a raw hammer. Any thoughts on the first 14-pound ball? I would recommend one of those raws to start because I'm guessing her speed is going to be a little bit lower. So she's going to be more rev dominant. So you're going to want to stick with a weaker end bowling ball and then move up from there. Enoch, any thoughts about the US Open? That was the craziest 2 shows I've ever watched. The US Open was really, really fun. So EJ won it. EJ Tackett absolutely smoked everybody as he did from like after the second round onward. His ball reaction was just better than everybody's. Like going into that last match, I felt kind of bad because like Andrew was winning he was leading the entire tournament the entire time from start to finish basically. And he had a good ball suggestion. I liked his Hustle X-Ray. He just polished it a bunch. I thought it was a pretty good idea. EJ just had more miss room and threw it just physically a little bit better. And that's very tough to get off of because you only have 10 shots. So it was very, very unfortunate for Andrew, but EJ was just on another level for that tournament. It was absolutely crazy. He just did what EJ does, which is really cool, but it was a very fun event. Go check it out. Fox Sports has it on their YouTube right now. It was an awesome, awesome tournament. Let's see. I did see somebody mention bowling on the US Open pattern number 4 for my Saturday Youth League. Mason, I'd check the hard thing with anybody who wants to bowl on US Open pattern number 4, you need the right oil machine. If you don't have the newest Kegel oiling machine, the Kegel Atlas, it's not going to actually put that pattern out, and it's just going to be disgusting. It's going to be like no volume, so you're going to have to use really weak equipment. So if any of you are bowling on US Open pattern number 4 and your bowling center doesn't have a Kegel Atlas, it'll say Atlas on the main portion of it, which most bowling centers don't because it's the newest one. It's not going to be US Open pattern 4 and it's just going to be weird. So be ready for that. Kings by 10 Boy World, 2-part question. What type of shape do you look for that makes you determine a surface change is necessary during practice? How do you determine what surface grit to change it to? So in practice, if you're considering a league, you want something that is going through the pins, not too, it's kind of tough to explain, but not too sharp, but also not too smooth. So you want it to be going through the pins, still striking, splitting the 8-9 is the goal, potentially slightly going more in the 8 slot than the 9 slot, but you also need it to not be going sideways, and when you miss, leaving big splits. So a big goal is to check your area. Check if you miss right, what happens. If you miss left, what happens. So actually line up where you would, but move your spot one board to the right. See what happens when you miss right and see what happens when you miss left. If you're leaving a bunch of splits when you do that, you're going to want a different shape. How do you determine what surface grit? Well, if your ball is going in too sharp, you probably need something duller. If your ball is going in too smooth, you're going to need something shinier is really going to be the basics of that. Zach Oaks. You mentioned that the OG Stealth was a good shiny. Yes, I did. Did you try a 1500 then compound? What would you compare that ball to shiny? So I actually compare the Stealth when I had it shiny to the to my current Game Breaker 5 when it's shiny, or to the Axiom Solid when it was shiny. So a lot of those really strong, big, symmetrical solid balls, to me, when they're shiny, are just a little bit more, just a little bit sharper than if you dull them up, but it's very similar motion. It just gets further down lane. So I don't really have much of a comparison to it. It's going to be smoother than any pearl ball on the market, but it's going to be sharper than any like just 2000 grit dull ball. Kind of weird, kind of a weird middle ground. And link in bio. What's going on? I wonder if that is going to be a bot or not. We will find out. Yofo, dang it, I'm late. You're like 13 minutes late, dude. You are only 13 minutes late. Let's see. RJ, my daughter loves the idol Cosmos. Anything similar to it? The optimal idol Pearl will be your best comparison. Hey, Fire, what's going on over on Twitch? Brad Staten, you should make your own ball comparison videos for the swag line. I can try. I don't have any of the equipment. I got ghosted when I shot them an email just asking about the equipment, which was a little unfortunate. So I don't know all that much about it, minus what I watch online. So more to come. I can probably make a video explaining a little bit of it, but I can't go much further than that. Edison, ball suggestion for a senior bowler, throwing a 13-pound Zen gold label, which is too strong. You're definitely going to want to go to something weaker. I would honestly recommend like a Hustle M&M. I think a Hustle M&M will be much weaker for you and be able to stay online a little bit better. Billy, I currently have a Hammer Anger, and I'm thinking about getting a Black Widow Mania. Would that work? It'll be a lot stronger, a lot earlier, but it is a good 1-2 combo, in my opinion. It's a very good 1-2 combo. Let's see, where are we at over here? Tanner is a high rev bowler needing to step down from the Zen 25 for game 3. Road Warrior, 100%. In my opinion, for everybody watching, if you're a Storm fan or you have a couple Storm balls, the best 3-ball shiny combo in the game right now is going to be 900 Global Origin into the 900 Global Zen 25 into the Storm Road Warrior is the best 1-2-3 combo in bowling for Pearl balls right now. It is absolutely dominant. As we saw at the US Open last week, I think the Storm guys absolutely smoked the event. Storm and Motive did, but they definitely have the best shiny ball 1-2-3 combo in the game right now. Mason, we talked about that one. Smitty, I have a zigzag solid and a white dot. I want something that I can use in the third game. You're going to want to go to some kind of middle of the road Pearl ball. So you're going to want to go like Scorpion Strike, like I mentioned, the Road Warrior, maybe the Zen 25, something like that. Paula, do you think the upcoming Lethal Venom would be a good replacement for a Sub-Zero? It will not be a good replacement. Hey, Nathan, what's going on? Or Bearbeth, whoever has that phone right now, because I found out that that one of them has the phone all the time. I don't know which is going to be on here. Let's see. It's going to be a step down from the Sub-Zero. The Lethal will be a step down. Also, Nathan, your Maribeth got me sick, by the way. Thank you. All right, James, do you have a go-to layout for everything? And do you have a symmetrical layout and asim layout? So I do have two separate I have a couple of layouts. I've been playing around a lot with layouts, so they're a little bit different. But for a lot of my symmetrical stuff, my symmetrical solids, I have a layout of, let me see if I can remember it. I believe it's about 4.5 by 50 val angle. I believe it's about 4.5 by 50 for a lot of the sim solids. Sim pearls, I go about 4 3/4 by 30. And then the asim solids, I just tried out 55 by 3 3/4 by 55 on my Jackal Onyx, and it looks really good. That one I'm least confident about. I'm still playing around with my asim solid layouts. Asim pearls, I think I've been at about 60 by 4 1/4 by 35, I think, 40, and it hasn't been great, so I'm also playing around with that one. Fred P, there you are. Just picked up the Attention Star. Wow, Attention Star is good. Garrett, what's a normal practice session look like for you? So Garrett, I always go into a practice session like beforehand with a goal in mind. So I don't really try. I've noticed that when I go to practice and I don't have a goal that I'm trying to hit, it doesn't go well and I get nothing out of it. So go into it with like, I'm only like, my main goal today is to practice spares, or my main goal today is to learn different hand positions or keep my hand more behind the ball. So I go in with some kind of goal or two. And then I also usually have a side goal of like comparing bowling balls against each other to know when to switch to what. So that's mainly what my practice session looks like. It'll be about 5 to 6 shots of like 50% speed and then slowly ramping up from there and then starting to work on everything, getting a ton of videos. I love getting videos of my practice sessions. It's kind of how the channel started, is just getting videos of me throwing a ball and then going from there. TK, can someone explain the dislike for the swag stuff? Yeah, absolutely. So back in the day, which is like, I don't know, 5-ish years ago until about 6 months ago, swag was always known as like that weaker brand in bowling. They were a brand that didn't really take themselves all that seriously. They kind of they kind of tried to be the joke company because I mean their name was Swag for God's sake. So a lot of their names were weird. I know they had a goat ball. They just called it the goat. They just kind of tried doing things in a weird way, bright colorways and things like that, and they just did not roll well. One thing they used to do actually on a pro shop side is they put a ton of carbon fiber in the bowling ball, which was a little bit common about 10 years ago, but companies didn't put as much as they did. So if you actually turned the lights off when you were drilling it, you'd see sparks, which was crazy. But the stuff just did not roll that great. It was all very smooth once it started hooking, which wasn't good. And that's not the reaction you want to see. So that was the main dislike for the brand. And they also were pretty expensive. They were a pretty pricey brand. But now Bowlersmart bought them out and is helping with a bunch of the process. So there are updates to their stuff, and there's a lot of people that like it, but unfortunately, the only people that have thrown it are on staff, not on staff, but like sponsored by Bowlersmart. So it's people who like Luke Rosdahl, for example, or the Hype, who both are Bowlersmart affiliates, or for Charles, literally works at Bowlersmart. So you don't really see like the J.R. Raymonds of the world or people like that, the less biased sources actually actually throwing the swag stuff. So we don't know much about it right now. So that's really, there's a bigger apprehension to the equipment. I hope it looks great. I hope it does well. We don't really know though. Not really positive. Hey, Stephen Scott, thank you for joining Master Tier for memberships. Hey, Maribeth, what's going on? Johnny, I was told that I'm a match bowler. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. I will make sure to add that. Oh, and Don comes in. So over the weekend, me and Maribeth did a live stream where we just answered questions. And somebody asked the question of what kind of bowling ball are you? And somebody or Dawn actually, who's in the TikTok chat, called Maribeth Baker a mix, a storm mix, and she did not like that. I was called a phase 5, so I'm pretty hyped about it. I'm pretty excited. Hanson, 900 global phase reality stats. Ooh, phase reality. Oh yeah, you were making bowling balls. I love that. That would be really cool, actually. Yofo, what do you recommend for the most versatile layout for an attention star? I used to play 7th arrow. Yeah, we don't need to play 7th arrow with that one. You're gonna want it to go something weaker, like probably a 55 by 5 by honestly 45 will be good. Adam, I'm a youth bowler. I throw 13 to 14, about 350, 400 revs. I'm looking to make an SPI arsenal. Some good picks. Well, you're going to have a lot of options. I would start with one ball. I would start with like a Road Warrior if you already own a bowling ball, or if you've had one. If you haven't had a bowling ball, start with a Hustle. Start with a Hustle. Enoch, the pros were also really throwing weak balls for the first time since 23. Well, that's because of that US Open pattern number 4. That pattern number 4 had such little volume on it, you had to throw weak equipment. There was like no oil on it because of how they made it. So that's why everyone was saying that pattern is easy. It just looks weird and there's just no oil. So that's why you saw the Super GT. That's why you saw Hustles. That's why you saw Road Warriors, things like that. Zach, EJ must have been on that sauce. I forgot about the sauce from CTD. I forget what that is. All right, let me catch up over on TikTok. We got a lot going on there. Nate is a two-handed bowler that throws the phase 2 and the Black Widow urethane. My coach wants me to get a pearl. Perfect. Honestly, Zen 25 will be really good, or a Road Warrior. One of those two will be great. Mason, my Maxwell Solid is too strong. With something a little weaker for a weak smooth ball, you might want to go to like the Solid Hammer Raw or the Tropical Surge Solid. Will both be really good. Aaron, I have a Black Widow Mania. I want another ball. What are some good options? You can go with a solid ball below it. Something like a Scorpion Low Flare might look pretty good, or a Game Breaker 5. Something like that might be great. No, Sony. Is the S2 good? Yes, the S2 is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Christian, I think I saw you guys at AMF Pittsburgh. It was Christian. We were there. We were at AMF Mount Lebanon Lanes in Pittsburgh over the weekend, filming a ton of cool stuff. And Don with the mix. And Maribeth claps back with the I have mod, don't mess with me. I should have given Don mod. We could have had a mod off. That could have been entertaining. All right, let's keep going. Quick reminder for everybody, make sure to drop a like on both videos if you haven't. TikTok, you just double tap your screen. YouTube, just press the like button. Otherwise, make sure to follow if you haven't. It helps me out a ton. You guys get notified when we go live. Maribeth didn't think that was funny. I thought it was hilarious, which is perfect. Otherwise, we are going to be talking about all the new bowling balls that got announced. We have the Rockstar, we have the Hypnotize, we have the Criterion Hybrid, we have the Stealth Mode, we have the Piranha. I'm not saying the entire name because it's way too damn long. And then we have the, that's it. That's 5. Counting is really hard for me at times. It's okay. Those are all the new balls coming out. I also have a lot more info on the Storm Equinox. We threw it a ton this weekend. Maribeth threw it a bunch on their house shot at Mount Lebanon Lanes. Shout out them, by the way. They're amazing. Go check them out if you're in the Pittsburgh area. Go do your open bowling there. Go bowl league there. Go to their pro shop there. An insanely knowledgeable pro shop, which is a very nice, happy thing to see. All right, but let's keep on trucking, keep on going. We have a bunch of questions going on right now. Make sure to drop some questions in the comments. I will answer every single one that I possibly can. And then if I miss your question, just make sure to enter it again. Don't spam, but don't be afraid to put the question down in the comments one more time. Maribeth says ball is good. Yeah, the Equinox, which only releases in 2 days, by the way. The Equinox releases in 2 days. Don't let it get overshadowed by all these new balls. It is exactly what it says it is. It is a league bowling ball. If you're a lower rev rate, that could easily be the only league ball you need. Like, absolutely, it could be. It could be that one singular option that you need, and you're good to go. Let's see. Revs on the left. So far, bad week for me. Car was broken into. My main bag was stolen. Wow. My Mania, Envy Tour, and Fireball with my shoes. Oh, no. So far, the Mania and Envy Tour had been recovered. Well, that's the more expensive one, so that's good, I guess. I'm sorry about the Fireball, though, and all that going on. That's super sucky. Wow. I've heard of a lot of break-ins grabbing bowling stuff, which is crazy. Warren, have to play outside even when lanes are broken down. Think about a Road Warrior. Do you need anything weaker? I don't think you should need much weaker, but if you do, the Hustle M&M will be a good choice. I think Road Warrior should be fine. Adam, how many balls should I have in a tournament arsenal? I always bring 8 to tournaments, 8 to 10, but it's really up to you. I always recommend 6. 6 at a minimum is good for a tournament, just so you have everything you need, because you'd rather have the bowling ball there than be in a situation where you need it and then look and realize, man, I wish I would have brought another bag. That is the worst feeling in the world, so I always recommend at least 6. Kings, do you think the Deviate Hater and the Hypnotize are too similar? No, not at all. The Hater is going to be really smooth. The Hypnotize is going to be pretty sharp down lane, is what it looks like. Hey, Dead Polymer, swag is like Banger from 15 years ago. What is Banger? What? Is that a bowling brand? Oh, it was a brand. Wow. I've never heard of Banger. Huh. Cool. The more you know. I'm learning things. Yay. All right, let's keep scrolling. Christian, that's where my youth league is. Oh, nice. Good. Sweet. Yeah, I really liked it. I really like the place. John Kroll, phase 2, phase AI, looking for a ball under the P2. You're definitely going to want to go with a, probably an Ion Pro. Ion Pro or an IQ Tour will be your best play. George, speaking of the Black Widow Mania, where would you say it falls on the weak, sharp, or smooth list? So Black Widow Mania is going to be a strong, sharp ball. It's going to be on the weaker end of the strong and sharp category. I just got a friend request from a bot on Discord. That's cool. Thanks, Discord. William, what's a good early strong ball? Right now, the Ion Max is really good. The Criterion Solid from Track is really good. And then the Jackal Onyx is actually, in my opinion, phenomenal, but I'm highly biased because I shot 300 with it last week in League. So I am insanely biased on that front, and I'll be throwing it again tomorrow. So, but really depends on what you're looking for. They all roll pretty similar. JJ, what ball do you recommend? Phase 2, Stealth Hybrid, Hyper Venom, EJ Venom, Beyond Infinity was thinking about. I like the Stealth Hybrid in that bunch in the Phase 2, but I'm very biased with all of those. Oh, and the Lethal Venom, but it depends what you're looking for. Justin Korn was 10 pins away from a clean series. Nice, that's awesome. Christian, I just got the Radical Snapshot. What's your opinion on it? It is... it's sharper than I expected, which is good. It's just a middle tier shiny ball. It's right in the middle, right next to the like a Road Warrior. Road Warrior, but smoother is what I've seen. Redline Go, should I play an Ace and Pearl on the Cheetah 35? I would just go Urethane. Urethane will be the play. Let's see. Fred, I'll be in an Ebonite Maxim. Bowling with Diallo. Swag was not trying to be a joke for a brand. They're just up and coming. I'm on staff and they have great balls. So I wouldn't say up and coming. They've been around for a long time. They just have never, for a while, they weren't trying to be a joke. Just the names they were coming out with were hard to take seriously to a certain degree, but also you couldn't purchase them for a pro shop was the big problem. You had to actually go to their website and buy them. You couldn't buy them from a pro shop, and that really shows that with them not being able to pop up in popularity, because they had some good bowling balls in there. They had some really good bowling balls in their bunches. But because you can't buy them at a pro shop, the only way you could get them is buying online. And then you couldn't have a pro shop operator really understand much about them. Because like as a pro shop guy, if I don't sell the ball, I don't need to know that much about it. Now I'm a different case because of all the socials, but like as an average pro shop person, you don't really need to know. Like if I'm not selling swag equipment, I don't have a way to sell it to customers. I'm not going to want to understand it because there's so many other balls out there. Tactless Word Ace just found out the track makes a theorem urethane. I think it's overseas. That is an overseas ball. Looks pretty good though. James, have you ever done a plastic ball tournament? I have not. I have not done one of those. I have done a tournament where there was no urethane and you only had 2 bowling balls to throw, but I've never done plastic only. Let's see. Shaquille Oatmeal. Yes, the best name. Do you know how to get sponsored by different brands, whether it's a bowling ball, Vice, etc.? I actually talked to Maribeth about this a lot this weekend. We have a podcast coming out probably in the next week or two. I have to go through and edit all of the footage and everything. But she gave some really good ideas. She was the first Storm Junior staffer. One of the big ones that a lot of brands look for is that social media presence, that positivity in the space, the ability to positively influence bowling, the ability to positively affect bowling, and then also always doing well. So bowling high, getting honor scores, winning tournaments, things like that. Just getting your name out there in those ways are going to be the best way. Just getting your name out there in general, just to different people, is going to be the best option. All right. Ooh, we got to hit this one. This is jumping a little bit farther ahead, but Enoch on the YouTube side said, just got my chamois. They came out super clean. First of all, thank you for buying one, Enoch. If you guys want a ZVL bowling chamois, I actually have one right next to me. Haha. If you guys want a chamois, I have it on both screens, so we're good. Definitely go check them out. It is dhlab3d.com, and then ZVL Bowling Chamois is the name of it. I have it in the description on YouTube. We don't have descriptions on TikTok, but go check out the LinkedIn. They're only $20, $4 for shipping, and they get there in a couple days, which is crazy. I think we have about 20-ish left, so make sure to go buy them before they are gone for good. And then later on, we'll have more coming out, probably with different colorways. This might be the retirement of this colorway. Who knows? See, Glide. Why do league bowlers hate urethane? So the problem with urethane is it pushes oil into weird spots on the lane. So it either makes a lane much easier or much harder. And for a lot of people, it actually makes it harder, which is why. Because when you break down a bowling lane, it's usually very predictable. Urethane makes it a little more unpredictable. So that is the reason league bowlers hate it. See, Matt, fairly new bowler, looking for a good ball for early league play. I would recommend a Tropical Surge Solid. Since you're so new, especially if you don't have a bowling ball, that's going to be a really good option. S-Rod, what's the difference between the Optimum Idol and the Helios? Yeah, so they're very, very similar. The Optimum Idol Solid has a slightly stronger core to it, same shape and everything, slightly stronger core, but then the cover stock is a little more updated to be earlier and smoother. So I have the Optimum Idol Solid as much earlier and much smoother than the original Helios, because I did have both and I have thrown both. Link in bio. Cool. Hey, Arbols, what's going on? Squidcast. I started off 246, 267 with my Omega, and then 3 splits in the last game for 172. Hey, still a good set, though. Still a good set. JJ, I'm sorry. That's my Arsenal. What should I get when I've worded it differently? JJ, your Arsenal didn't come through. So make sure to shoot it to me because I think TikTok took it off for some reason. All right, let's keep going. We have Black Star Piece. Quick question. I need to fill the pearl slot in my bag. What would be best? Infused Idle Blue Pearl, Radical Ridiculous Pearl, Phase 5, or Dark Code? I like the Phase 5 out of all of those. Dark Code is going to be number 2 for me. Hey, Kickstand Kurt, Ion Max is killing it at the Illinois Classic. Yeah, it looks like there's been about a trillion 300s at that event. Most of them with Ion Maxes, which is crazy. And whatever Wes Malott threw for back-to-back. James, have to break in new bowling shoes sucks. It's never much fun. Absolutely. It's never the greatest thing in the world. Franchise, always love Wednesdays. I got a Jackal Onyx, which I love, and an EJ. Looking at a third ball, if I went Venom, which one would be good? Venom Shock will be a good ball down from all of those. Hyper Venom will be a good shiny option with all of those. Dad Skates bad. Worth getting a lethal Venom if I have a phase 2? Honestly, no. I think they're going to be a little bit too close. What is going on with my phone? Okay. Let's see. Jeffrey Scott, senior adult stroker, recreational bowler, 13 miles an hour, using the track stroker for oil and mix for spare. Wanted something in the middle, so I carry 3 balls. Hammer Raw Black, Troublemaker Pearl, or a GB4 hybrid. So you have a track stroker for oil and mix for spare. I don't know what the tracks... Is that a bowling ball? No shot. Was the track stroker a thing? Or was it striker? Okay, it's not stroker. That would be a bold name to put on a bowling ball. It was a... No. I'm not seeing it. Let me know if that was a typo, Jeffrey. Adam, phase 2 or optimum? I like phase 2 best. James, would you put swag and pyramid at the same level? I would put swag above pyramid. Pyramid, I just avoid those. Not worth it. Jeffrey's... Oh, there he goes. Track stealth. Okay. And mix for spare. I would go Troublemaker Pearl to go below it. Adam, what sucks is that my bowling alley, the pro shop only carries Brunswick, which is, don't go to that pro shop. Straight up, very blunt with you and honest. I don't recommend pro shops that only sell one brand because they should sell all of them. So I would recommend checking out some other ones. Yofo, from that Attention Star layout, I forgot to mention, two-handed lefty, slightly rev dominant, just wanted the most versatile layout. Oh no, you're good, Yofo, don't worry. And that, yeah, that still works. Bayou Bengal just picked up a Road Warrior. Very impressed in the one game I got to throw. Nice, good. And you love your Shammy? Thank you for picking up a Shammy. That's appreciated. Hope you enjoy it. Farhan, I have a lower speed on the ball. Is a Sub-Zero good ball? Yes, if you're lower speed, absolutely. Enoch, if DH Lab runs out of ZVL bowling Shammies, I bought 2. I'll sell the second one for $3,000. Oh, yes, absolutely. And just like that, I'll sell this one for $29.95, $2,995, just to one-up you, Enoch. Adam, yeah, stealth. Yep, sorry about that. No, I read he had a first comment, Adam, so I got it right now. Kickstand, Wes was throwing the exponent. Oh, okay, nice. Corey, getting back into the sport after 2 years, would the Road be a good replacement for the All-Road? It would, but I would recommend the Road Warrior instead. All right, let's keep checking up over here. Yep, Maribeth did say it best. If you get a Shammy, your strike percentage goes up 15%. As you can see, when I gave Maribeth her Shammy, when she got hers, I think she carried the next like 10 shots in stupid fashion. 2 Brooklyns, 1 through the face. I think there was a trip 2 in there. There's a couple trip 4s. It was ridiculous. It was stupid. Smoked me in that match too. Matt, what do you think about the Hustle M&M? I think the Hustle M&M is one of the best hustle balls of the last couple years. Matt, nope, we hit Matt. Card. Joker, what's going on? Corn Blake, I love my Rotogrip Hustle. Love that. Clubby buying an Equinox tomorrow. Awesome. Lou, where would the hammer Anger fit? The Anger is a weak and sharp ball, in my opinion. It really, it kind of sneaks between medium sharp and weak sharp, but it's definitely weak sharp. JJ, we have phase 2, Stealth Hybrid, Hyper Venom, EJ Venom, Beyond Infinity, Black Hammer, and Blue Hammer. Phase 2, Stealth Hybrid, Hyper. You have a lot of middle of the road balls. You don't have anything strong though. So you might need something a little bit stronger than like the phase 2 or even the Beyond. Something like an Effect or a Physics Blackout or even an XL or Ion Max might work. Kieran, do you like the new Ebonite Crusher? Want one of the new hybrids? What's your opinion? The Ebonite Crusher hybrid looks really good. The OG not as good. The hybrid isn't too bad. Otherwise, the Hypnotize does look pretty good right now, but we don't know much about it. E, do you know Ozark Lanes? Is that where the Ozark is held? The Ozark tournament is held? Because then, yes. And the one time I bowled there, I sucked. Jeff Stepler, Troublemaker Pearl is a good ball. It is. It is a really good ball. Kakiza, Motive Black Venom is a solid ball. E, what is your opinion on the Primal Rage Evolution? The Primal Rage Evolution is really, really good. It is a fantastic symmetrical shiny ball. Henry M, what do you think about the new blue? The new blue is honestly better for house shots than for harder shots. Absolutely. It is not urethane in the slightest. It's not even close. So it has to be used more like a house shot ball. And if you need it to be a little better, shine it. Hey, Shaquille, my Shammy comes in Friday. Love that. Perfect. Thanks for buying one. Appreciate it. All right. We are pretty much caught up over there. What do you think of the yellow tank microcell from Nando? It's okay. It is a not urethane ball. It's fine. Not the greatest thing ever made, but if you want a budget urethane, that's the play right now. All right. We have a lot of people hanging out right now. Let's give some quick ideas on the new bowling balls coming out so you guys know if you need to pick them up or if you want to skip these. So we have the Roto Grip Rockstar from Roto Grip that is coming out in a couple of weeks. It is a symmetrical solid ball. It is the replacement of the Optimum Idol Solid. It is just a weaker version of the Optimum Idol Solid. It's also a weaker version of the Phase 2. Not as sharp as you would expect, still very smooth, similar motion to the Phase 2, just weaker in general, just a weaker package. In my opinion, it's going to fit between the Phase 2 and the Summit Ascent, which is a pretty cool and pretty good spot. So if you don't like a Phase 2, I'd recommend this Rockstar. The other 4 bowling balls coming out, we have the Criterion Hybrid from Track. That is a just HK22C version of the Criterion. The OG Criterion was really good. The Hybrid is going to be a strong and sharp ball. It's going to be just like the Pure Envy, really, is where it's going to fit in a bag. Then you have the Hypnotize, which I think is also going to be really close to the Criterion Hybrid. It's a mix between the Mesmerize and the Vaporize. Then we have the Stealth Mode from Track, which is just the Stealth Solid, but a remake of it. It is literally just a carbon copy of the old ball. Just a slightly updated cover stock, but that barely updated. And then we have the Piranha Power Core Pearl. It's a ball that exists. It's a medium sharp bowling ball. If you like the Piranha, I don't know if Brooke's hanging out in the chat. I don't think she is right now on TikTok. She might like this thing. If you like the Piranha, I'd go for it. It does fit a niche in the Brunswick lineup that they don't have filled, which is medium and sharp bowling balls. But that might be one you wait on a little bit. So those are the 5 new bowling balls being released in the next couple of weeks. Let me know if you guys have questions on those. Otherwise, keep asking questions down below in the comments. We have hit every single one. We are going to continue to hit every single comment. So let's keep going. We are at Maribeth. Mount Lebo was very happy to have you this weekend. It's definitely a ZVL lanes now. Yeah, there's a lot of ZVL bowling chamois that are floating around that building, which I am super excited for. Roland, what's your opinion on the Storm level? I just actually talked to my cousin a little bit this weekend. He's a 900 global staffer. And he said, I should have sent you some videos of the level actually looking like a urethane ball. Because he was playing, where was it? It was the K-Fire event in South Dakota. I don't remember where it is. It might be Aberdeen. Not positive, but that's besides the point. But the level is, it's supposed to be kind of like a urethane, but it's a little too sharp and a little too IQ Tour-esque. So if you want the level to just be a smoother IQ Tour, you can do that. Then it's a weak, smooth bowling ball. If you want it to be a urethane, you drill it super strong and you can still do that also. So it's very dependent on the layout and the surface you have on it. Why is the Equinox considered a good house ball shot? Yes, absolutely. Oh, E, we'll get to your question in just a second. But why is the Equinox considered a good house shot ball? Very good question. So on a house shot, in my opinion, the best bowling ball to have in your hands is an asymmetrical pearl ball, because on a house shot, you need a lot of miss room. And if you have a strong enough core bowling ball and you miss out, it's not going to overhook. And if you miss in, it's still going to hook in the oil. But then you put a pearl cover stock on it, it's going to get through the front of the lane and still be pretty sharp down lane. So it's really the best of everything for a house shot. So that is why this Equinox is so good on house shots, and that's what it's meant to do. So that's really the positives of it. And from what I'm seeing, it's a very strong ball too. So it's going to be the perfect house shot ball, especially if you have lower revs or higher speed. If you're more rev dominant, you might need something weaker like an Attention Star. But if you're not, this Equinox is going to be really good. Henry, what about the new Storm urethane? So Henry, that is the level that I just mentioned. E, what do you think about the lethal revolver ball? I'm guessing you meant lethal venom, and that one is really, really good right now. It is a smooth, medium bowling ball, asymmetrical venom. It has a venom on. It is a venom ball, so it's gonna be really good. It is just the strongest venom ball we've had, and it fits as a really good ball down from the strong motive stuff like a Sub-Zero or like a Jackal Onyx. And we hit Henry. Paul, what are your thoughts on a ball to slot between the reality and phase 2? The XL could be really good for you. Otherwise, the physics blackout. Buster Evans, I have a Storm AI or a Rotogrip S2 and the Equinox in my bag. That's a good 1-2 combo. I like that. Ryan, I just ordered a Road Warrior to add to my arsenal. Hey, perfect, Ryan. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy. Let's see. I see Enoch is the Rockstar not stronger than the phase 2. It is not. The Rockstar is weaker than the phase 2. James, have you ever tried going no grips? Yes, and I hate it with a passion. I can't do it. I am not an advocate for no grips. I'm always team finger grips. It just doesn't feel comfy to me, and I feel like I put no revs on the ball then. Franchise, keep up the great work, Zach. My daughter has a tropical surge and hypervenom. She's interested in a mania. That would be a great upgrade. It's going to be stronger than a hypervenom. If that's okay with you, could be really good. Revs, my hustle rip. The bridge cracked. Oh, that should be okay yet. It shouldn't crack any further, but I am sorry to hear that. It's never fun. Brad, I have the following: Ion Max, Rubicon UC3, Attention Star, and an Optimum Pearl. Think about the Ion, the Phase 2, the Equinox, or the Rockstar. So you have a lot of smoother bowling balls. Not really, actually. Not really. I would go with an Ion Pro, honestly. I think an Ion Pro fits really well between all of those. Let's see. Horst is here. What's going on, Horst? The fan of the Storm of the Road. Let's see. We have Kurt. I'm confused because people are throwing the new Equinox but don't have brand sponsorship. So for bowling balls like that, like me, for example, I threw Maribeth's. She has it early. I just threw it two-hand. I can't fit my hand into her tiny, like, 7-year-old sized grip. Like, I feel like a random kindergartner has a bigger hand than her. But the reason you see more people throwing is because most pro shops that are in the Storm VIP system generally get one of the new bowling balls. They get one early, and then a lot of pro shops actually just sell it. I don't know if they're supposed to. I don't know the rules behind it, but you are a lot of them actually do sell the ball, and then that's how you see people getting it early. Okay, Don, VIP shops can sell one. Yes, so if you're a Storm VIP pro shop, which is like the higher level of like membership you can have with Storm, then you can sell one singular one. So that's where you're seeing more and more of them. Usually like the pro shop operator drills them for themselves, but sometimes you don't actually see that. Let's see. Staffers aren't supposed to. Yeah, so staffers keep the ball for themselves. Staffers can't give the ball out. They can't sell any of the balls they get, but they also cannot give the ball out for somebody else to drill and throw for themselves. Absolutely. Let's see. Nathan, Zach, that's mean my hand fits in her ball. Good. It's supposed to be mean then. It's the size of a kindergartner's hand. All right, let's see. Def Sound Guy. I have an Ion Max that has drilled 50, 4.5, 30. Unfortunately, it's a 10-pin machine for me. It leaves a ton of them. Would redrilling the ball a 30-degree pin down layout? I just don't think that ball will be good in that slot then. The Ion Max needs a lot of oil to strike. Otherwise, it's just too smooth. So I think you should honestly go with a different ball or try polishing it instead of going for a new layout. Polishing might be your best first option. Let's see. Kings, what balls have been top sellers at your pro shop for 2025? I'm guessing that is a connection to a Louis Napolis video that came out. I got to X out of this quick. Because Lewis had a video come out where he kind of threw a little clickbaity motion in there where he said, hey, these are the top selling bowling balls of the year. And then he came back and said, actually, just for my pro shop. And their pro shop seems like it's a little more of a Brunswick center. So when you see best selling balls of the year, you really have to know where you are. So like my pro shop, for example, the one I work at is very primarily Storm because there's a lot of Storm staffers in the area, and Storm is just the #1 brand in just our general vicinity. And even in Minnesota in general, I feel like Storm is really in control. So for us, the Zen 25 sold like hotcakes. The Zen 25 is by far the #1 seller of January so far from the way it looks. I don't have the numbers. I have no numbers to go off of for that, but just the amount of them that we've had going through the shop, definitely Zen 25. Delivery to Joe, is there a Hammer or Brunswick equivalent to the Equinox? I think the effect is going to be the closest you get, the Hammer effect. Adam, is urethane the same as using a spare ball for spares? It can be. Not exactly. The urethane will hook a little more, but it absolutely can be. Revs on the left. Not sure if you saw my other comment. My car was broke. Yeah, I did see that, Revs. You said that 2 of them were recovered, right, though? Hydric, what's the best replacement for an Optimum Idol? You might want to look at the new Rockstar, otherwise a Phase 2. Lelouch, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Love the name. Playful Movement, happy Wednesday. I was sad Frankie couldn't get past Vi. Not that I dislike Vi, but Frankie is so consistent and accurate. I felt like he could have given EJ a harder challenge. I don't know if anybody could have given EJ a harder challenge. Yes, Vi's reaction definitely was going away, and he kind of noticed that through all of match play too, which was unfortunate, but I don't think anyone could have stopped EJ. I think that was just a meant to be situation because he was throwing it so good. He was throwing it so good for that event. It was crazy. Hey, Brent Boho, what's going on? Ran across your account the other day. Love the content. Thanks, man. Thanks. Are you still running the, you still jumping to, or did you bowl in Illinois this weekend? Or was it last weekend, I guess, technically? Right now, whatever it may be. Tim the Tatman's fan, what's a good upgrade from the RIP? Upgrade from that will probably be Road Warrior yet. I think Road Warrior will be your best bet. Maribeth, I promise I'm not that short. My hand size is normal. I'm just 8'10". I mean, yeah, 6'6", so larger hand. Not a big hand for a taller guy. Like I can barely palm a basketball yet. Ada, my daughter just started bowling two-handed, trying to figure out what ball I should look at. So usually when you start two-handed, you're gonna have lower ball speed. So I'd recommend something really weak like a Hammer Raw or a Storm Tropical Surge. Didn't bowl Illinois, bowling the regional in Missouri and then the PTQ. Nice. Oh, awesome. Perfect. I didn't know there was a regionals going on in Missouri right now. That's sweet. Good luck at that. Absolutely good luck at that. For anyone who doesn't know, Brent Boho runs, you'll probably see him in a lot of PTQs for PBA events. He's been running them for a couple years now. Ton of regional events, mainly in the Midwest. So go check him out. Has a TikTok. So go check out his page, who's out in the comments right now. Big E, I'm looking for an upgrade for my Arctic Vibe. What two would you recommend? If you want to go one step up, you're probably, I mean, a Scorpion Low Flare will be a good option since you have Hammer equipment. The Rockstar from Roto Grip might be pretty good. Otherwise, a Summit Ascent if you want to go to a different company, though. All right, let's keep rotating between YouTube and TikTok. Reminder, we're live on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. So if you want to go check us out on a different platform, I'd really appreciate it. We have different content going on all 3 channels. All 3 have a little bit of everything that is new. Apologies, we'll be ending a little bit early tonight because I am feeling a bit sick. Maribeth got me sick from Pittsburgh this weekend. So it won't be the full 2-hour stream, but we'll go as long as my body can handle. So if I pass out on the floor, just throw a couple super chats my way and we'll be good to go. And we'll be fine. I'll revive eventually. Let's see. Corey, Ion Max, High Road Max, Level, All Road, Attention Star S2, Blackout, Zen 25, Road Warrior, Black Pearl Hammer. Oh my God. I was thinking of this as my arsenal coming back. Can confirm. Oh, let's see. That's a lot of stuff. Let's backtrack a little bit, Corey. We have a Max, or 2 Maxes, the Ion and the High Road. You have an S2. You have actually a really well-rounded out arsenal, Corey. I like that a lot. Gutter Guy, would you recommend Vacuum Grip? If you feel like you have problems with your finger grips, like getting stuck or swelling or your finger swelling or things like that, I would recommend it. A lot of people are going towards Vacuum Grips right now and are big fans. So if you want to try something different, you feel like you have an issue with your finger grips, try it out. See what happens. Absolutely see what happens. All right. Let's see. We're good over there. Sweet. Deaf Sound Guy, you are welcome. Maribeth, I did. Yeah. Oh, yesterday I was so dead. God, what was it? It was like maybe noon and I was eating lunch or something and realized like, oh no, I am not feeling good. Like not like pukey wise, but just my body just shut down. I ended up working at the pro shop last night, and about halfway through, I was just seeing stars. So apologies for anyone's ball I drilled at Champions Pro Shop. Check them out in Owatonna and Mankato, Minnesota, by the way. Because we'll see how they ended up. I think they were fine, but I also drilled a ball for myself, and it seems okay this morning. I think I checked it a little earlier to see, like, was I seeing things? But no, we were good. That was I drilled a track Tundra Blue Fire, by the way. I needed a weaker bowling ball, so we're gonna try it out. Snail Fed Performance. I love that name. How do you think the track criterion hybrid is going to compare to the pure envy? I'm assuming it's going to be sharper. I'd assume the criterion hybrid will be sharper than the pure envy because I believe the criterion hybrid, I should check it to be sure, has HK22C. Criterion hybrid. Yeah, Brunswick's video is called Unreal Backend. Yep. HK22C. Yep. He's literally is the marketing manager at Brunswick. So, but it will be sharper. John, great. Now I don't want to come back home. Yeah, all the bowling balls will have my germs on it now. Hey, Sarah Broussard, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate it. Maribeth, don't worry. Everybody in Minnesota is currently sick right now. Like at work last week, we had like 3 or 4 people gone. So it's just how it is. All the parents who have their kids who are sick like every other week. James, my phone is freaking out. One of the guys I bowl lost his Shammy wants one of the ones you have. Oh, look at that. We might have just we might have a Shammy sale. James, I'll be able to practice on a used up 25 Team USA Trials Women's Day 5 pattern. The left should be pretty fresh. Let me look up what that one was. Team USA Trials Day 5 oil pattern. 2025 we're looking at, or was it 24? No, it was 25. But 2025 on there. There it is. Okay, it is 39 feet and flat. You're going to like dull bowling balls and to play straight. Absolutely. Two-handed bowler, what's going on? Revs, yeah, my Mania and Envy Tour were recovered. That's good. That's really good. Maribeth, yeah, 39 feet. You actually bowled on that. How was it? Two-handed bowler, I need a ball that is just as strong as the AI, but smooth. Phase 2 is probably going to be your best bet. Optimum Idle Pearl will probably be a little bit smoother, but not much. Yeah, James, I would recommend playing straight on that. Brad, Chris Via is the best mental game out there. Love how he stays through thick and thin. He does have really good mental game, which is awesome. He just did not have good ball reaction at all. Maribeth, it was our funky pattern, and I loved it. That fits very well. It's very, very well. Where are we at? Train Boys, #1 fan. I'm looking for a new ball. What would you recommend? A two-hander with 14.5 miles per hour with good ball roll. You have a Phase 2, Trailblazer, New Blue, and a Ruby. I need something strong but clean. You don't really have much in that ASIM Pearl category, so an Attention Star or even the new Equinox might be good. If you want to go to a different brand, try out the Vaporize or the Raptor Rush from Motive. Jaden, did you see my comment earlier? I don't think so. I'm not seeing it scrolling up, Jaden. So just post it again and I will hit it quick. Yeah, try that out. Hey, Waniac, what's going on? Let's see. Where are we at? Oswaldo, what's missing in my arsenal? XL, Attention Star, Venom EJ, Phase 2, Journey, Pitch Black, and an Optimum Idol. So you actually have a really well-rounded lineup. In general, I think you might just need, actually you have an Attention Star. I actually really like that arsenal, Oswaldo, so it really depends on what you're seeing for what you're missing now. Hey, K-Profit, what's going on? Bayou, would getting an Attention Star be redundant if you have a 2.0 hybrid? I don't think so. The Attention Star will be a little bit sharper than the 2.0 hybrid. Yeah, Chris Vai's High Road Pearl just looked awful versus EJ. It did. It looked really bad. It was just bad ball reaction. Kurt, is Global ever going to replace the Harsh Reality? I could, if I had to guess, I would say a solid Origin will take its place sometime in the next like 6 months. That would be my thoughts. Let's see. Forest, what's the best benchmark ball in the market right now? Ooh, Phase 2 is always going to be my go-to. Otherwise, some other good ones right now. The Lethal Venom looks really good, and then the GB5 is still the GOAT. So those are some good options. Def Sound Guy loves his vacuum grips. Absolutely. Maribeth, who's in the TikTok chat, also loves her vacuum grip. So it really depends on what your, really depends if you want to try it. If your pro shop can do it, which it's very easy to do, I would recommend trying it. Conrad, when should I use sharper balls versus smoother balls? So smoother balls you want to use on the fresh. When you're playing a little straighter, smoother will be better. It'll give you pocket control. Sharper will be better when you have to play a little deeper on the lane, using a little more angle, or when the lanes are a little broken down. That's when they're going to be best. Also, Coleman, thank you for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate the super chat. No Thumb Bowler, have a phase 2 Sublime and a Hustle, but I have a gift certificate for a new ball. That's kind of nice. So you're a No Thumb Bowler, phase 2 Sublime, and a Hustle. You have a couple of good options. You have the middle of your bag kind of covered. So one option I would recommend is something like a Road Warrior or an Ion Pro. It depends on what hustle you have. If you have a dull hustle, then I'd go Road Warrior. If you have a shiny hustle, I would go with an Ion Pro. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. If you guys want to have the best way to support me through all of this is YouTube super chat feature is really good. And then YouTube's membership is how I get the most kickback from all of the socials. So thank you so much for that. Elizabeth, the GB5 is goated. Yeah, the GB5 is really, really good right now. Still a big fan of it. I had in my top 5 medium and smooth balls of the year, and I still stand by that. Conrad, thank you for the gift on TikTok. Appreciate it. RJ, any suggestion layout for the Spy? You're going to want to make the pin super, super strong. 3 3/4 inches would be my recommendation. Everything else not as important, but that number will be big. Franchise lanes dry up quick during my league. What would be best to deal with those during the second and third game? A few names would be great. So I don't remember exactly what you had, Franchise, but if you need super weak, you go for the Hustle M&M. Otherwise, I'd go Road Warrior, Hammer Anger, Hyper Venom. All can be really good. Revs on the left. Should I look into a Piranha Pearl? You could, Revs. It's going to be medium sharp, and you didn't have much in that category, so I think that could be a decent option. Hey, Don, what's going on? Stealth mode looks good. Stealth mode looks really good. It's just a remake of the original Stealth, and that original Stealth was goated. Absolutely goated. Elizabeth, I throw the GB5 literally everywhere. You can throw it on pretty much everything. Like mine is shiny, looks awesome. Other people have it dull, looks awesome. It's really, really good. And Maribeth says vacuum is the way to go. Absolutely. Exactly. And yeah, she throws it all right. So listen to her. Let's see. Train Boy, I bowl a high school varsity individual tournament, but after the first game, I couldn't get anything to work. Everything either hooked too much or not enough. Saw a kid throw a Vibo and it looked amazing. You could try the Vibo also if you want, Train Boy. It'll be harder to get, but you could. And Waniac, this is my house. Oh, that was so cold. I loved that. EJ's final celly was so good. Yelling out of "This is my house" is dominant. I loved that. Jaden of the Rockstar. What? Of the Rockstar? The message before that is getting filtered out, Jaden. So try different word choice and try it out again. Papo, just bought a phase AI for wood. It's not working for me. You might need weaker. You might need something like a Road Warrior that's going to get even a little further down lane. Let's see. Train Boy, I changed my phase 2 to 2000 grit, took off the polish of my ruby, and sitting at 4000. Okay, that's not too bad. I don't hate that. Jack Taylor, thank you for the follow. Otherwise, Oswaldo, what order out of the bag would be ideal? Let's see. You were going, so you had the XL. So XL will be your number 1 ball. I would go EJ or phase 2 after that. And then Attention Star or Journey after that one is my rec. Okay, Jane, there we go. Now it came through. Getting a Rockstar for $90 since my phase 2 is getting scratches all over it. I want to ask, what do I do if my urethane, or no, that's it. Oh, that's awesome. That's super cool. That should be a really good replacement, honestly. Let's see. Joey Bravo threw my Zen 25 after my phase 2, and it's a great pair with almost a 700 on Monday. Nice. Congrats, man. Devin, how do you feel about the new Rockstar coming from Rotogrip and the Equinox from Storm? So we're going to start with the Rockstar. The Rockstar, I think, is going to be super cool because it does have Axiom shape to it. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. I like the Axiom. I'm a big fan of it. I have one behind me just really to stare at because I'm sad that there's no Axiom Solid anymore. So I really hope this Rockstar is going to be the next iteration. It has very similar core numbers. The cover's much weaker on the Rockstar, but the Rockstar really looks to be that gap between the Phase 2 and the Summit Ascent. So if you don't like a Phase 2 and the Sublime Focus is too strong, you have a Rockstar. You have a Rockstar right there, which is really, really cool. I'm super excited for that one. I think it's going to look really good shiny. I think it's going to be super cool shiny. Even better than the Axiom Pearl was, which Dawn and Maribeth are liking way too much. Equinox, on the other hand, is exactly what Storm is saying it is. It is a house shot ball. It is really good for when there's a cliff. If you have a lot of oil left as a righty, if you have a lot of oil left and no oil right, vice versa for a lefty, then you're going to love this ball. It does really well in those slots. It's very strong. So people with lower revs or higher speed are going to adore that thing. But otherwise, it is really good for that house shot situation. Bowling for Soup, what's going on? Snail Fed, 100% agree. GB5 is a goat ball. Absolutely. Two-hand bowler, do you have something that is not from Storm? I can. Let me scroll up to see what you had quick. Just as strong as the AI, but smooth. Ooh. No Doubt from Radical, I think is going to be best. Otherwise, a Scorpion Strike. Those are probably going to be the best two. Coleman, I have a USA Hustle. Okay, then I'd go Road Warrior if you have the Hustle USA. Don, hello, Motive Lethal Venom, really good so far. Jace, what would be like a Summit Ascent from Motive? Black Venom. Black Venom will be close. Big Joe, and I'm a somewhat new bowler and got a Motive Thrill as my first ball. I wanted to get a new ball. What would you recommend? So you have a Thrill. I would go just a ball up. You're going to want to look in the medium category. Symmetrical bowling balls are going to be your best friend. So you're going to want things like a Zen 25. You're going to want like a Primal Rage. You're going to want something like what else would there be? Scorpion Strike would be really good too. Any of those would be great. All right, let me catch up over here. Waniac, guess what? What you got for me? What do you got for me? Let's see. Train Boy, super tight line. But Ruby and Phase just don't come back enough. So, yeah, something shinier would be good. Shinier and a little sharper will be the play. Don, did you know we have a demo coming up? No, I did not. I also haven't talked to Briley in a hot minute. So, I know nothing that goes on ever. I'm out of the loop. Jaden, well, the scratches on the ball aren't deep, and they are less deep than the logo. Okay, that's a good sign at least, but still, yeah, it's probably a good switch up. Kumba, I have a Physics Vibo, Ion Max, Phase AI, and thinking of picking up the Level. Is that a good purchase? The Level could be, yeah, it's going to be a really weak ball in that lineup, but I think it still fits well. Elizabeth loves the Axiom Pearl too. Why does everybody love that ball? Everybody and their mother loves the Axiom Pearl. Good for you guys, but wow. Maribeth, I'm sending you 29 Axiom Pearls. I will drill one. If I ever have a way of finding one, I'll try it out. Screw it. I've just really never thrown it, and I love the Axiom Solid, so I might like the Pearl. Let's see. Darian, why do people say IQ 78U isn't a good house shot ball? I just shot my first 700 with it. Well, congrats on that, first of all, but the IQ, any urethane usually isn't a good house shot ball because carrying with it, getting the corner pins out can be really tough because it's just too smooth for a house shot and there's too much friction on a house shot. Urethane is meant to be used on a lot of oil and very hard conditions. It's not really meant for easy conditions or not much oil. So awesome that you did that. But yeah, usually urethane isn't great for house shots. Let's see, Train Boy are drilled. What? Super tight. Vibo? That was the Vibo talk. Okay. Kieran, when I release my ball, the thumb gets stuck on my first knuckle. You're either gripping too hard or the span is wrong. The span might be too long, which could be an issue. All right, are we fully caught up? We are fully caught up on comments. Sweet. Reminder, make sure to drop some questions in the comments. We are answering every single bowling question that you guys have for us. Otherwise, we are talking about all the new bowling balls coming out. Roto Grip Rockstar, Track Stealth Mode, Track Criterion Hybrid, Brunswick Hypnotize, and Piranha. I'm not saying the full name. And new Piranha ball. So those are the 5 new bowling balls getting announced in the next couple weeks. We have the Storm Equinox releasing in 2 days. On Friday is going to be the first release of the Equinox. So you can buy that one already. Your pro shop can pre-order it, and you can have all the great bowling distributors dumping those bowling balls to your pro shop to be able to throw in League this week, which is awesome. So if you guys have questions on any of those or any other bowling questions, please let me know. But we are going to keep going. Reminder, drop some likes, drop some subscriptions, drop some follows. Helps me out a ton. Go join our membership. Go check out the ZVL Bowling Shammies. They are live on the DH Lab website. I would really appreciate it if you could go buy a couple of those. We are running low right now, so make sure to buy them before they're gone for good. But let's get right back into the comments as I almost ripped my mic away from its thingy. All right, where are we at? We have Elizabeth. Thoughts on the new stealth mode? Yeah, the stealth mode is literally just the original Track Stealth Solid. Slightly different colorway. They added some blue to it. Otherwise, everything's identical. Cover stock change is very, very minimal. It is just that ball. So if you liked the original stealth or you need a medium smooth ball, I think the stealth mode is going to be a great play because it also is a little bit cheaper, which is good. But overall, that ball does look really, really cool. And then we have Kieran span. So your span on a ball is the size of how far away the holes are. So what I'm guessing is that your span is too large, so you have to stretch your hand. When you stretch your hand and your thumb tries coming out of it, that knuckle is actually going to grab, and that's going to cause issues. So that's what I'm assuming is happening. Let's see. We have Revs on the left. Can you show me how to add more rotation? Yeah, Revs. So I have your email where you talk about where you want a video analysis on adding axis rotation. I'm trying to find a good way to do that, in all honesty. It's very tough, like video analysis wise might be a little bit tough, but really one thing you can focus on is like the sides of your fingers. So you're lefty, so it'll be the, what is that? The right, or well, I guess it depends on what side. The side of your fingers closest to your thumb, you want to feel like those are going through the ball. That'll help you add axis rotation. One other thing you can do is bend your pinky when you have your hand on the ball. That'll cause more axis rotation too. Yofo, been on a slump lately, trying new things to change my form. The funny part is the less I care and concentrate, the higher I score. That is usually how it goes because then you're putting less muscle into it and then you're actually going to be more consistent. So the less muscle you put into it, the more consistent you're going to be. Rip Van Revs put 220 on an IQ 78. Flares a lot and acts like strong reactive. That is a lot of grit. That is a lot of surface, and you are demolishing an oil pattern with that thing. That is smoking that oil pattern. Train Boy, my flare is close to my fingers. Would that be because of the way they're drilled? Because I don't think it's because of my release. It can be the way they're drilled or your release. So it could be one or the other. Hey, Brian T, what's going on? Jam, what's going on? Lim, best weak and smooth ball for the burn. Let's see. Elizabeth says the Tundra Blue Fire from Track. That's a great option. Some other options, if you want, are going to be a Hustle X-Ray will be good. The IQ Tour can be okay. Otherwise, the Max Thrill Solid can be good too. Elizabeth, can't give up my GB5. Yeah, no, it is. I unfortunately think it's going to be a little too close to that GB5. It might be a little weaker, but it's going to be a little too close to that ball. Let's see. Kieran, that's what I thought you meant. Awesome. Andrew, opinion on the IQ Tour 78U. I hate that ball with a passion, but some people make it work, which is great. It is just not a good urethane ball. So some people love it. I am not a fan. Really depends on who you are if you like it. If you want a urethane, go with a purple hammer. Tyler, best strong and smooth ball right now. The Ion Max is really good. The Track Criterion is good. And the Jackal Onyx is really, really good. I'm biased. I just shot 300 with that thing, but I think that ball's really good. Adam Miller, Criterion Hybrid. I picked up the Solid in December and hate it. Ooh, wow. Too slow and tumbly. I wonder how much cleaner the Hybrid will be. It'll be a lot cleaner. A ton cleaner because they went from that solid and slow cover stock to HK22C, which is super, super sharp down lane. So it is going to be a lot cleaner. Jace, about a Motive Summit Ascent. Jace, I did not. Oh, what would be like a Summit Ascent? I think, yeah, I said the Black Venom. The Black Venom will be closest. And then Rip Van Revs, just on house where there's plenty of oil, too much for surface for sport. That is wild. That is a lot of surface. I can't believe you have a 220 grit pad. That is crazy. My phone does not stop going off. My lordy. All right. Where are we at? Train Boy, would you recommend a Tundra Blue Fire for me? I don't think you need one, I mean, I think a weakened sharp ball would be better for you, Train Boy. But if you want a V-bow and it looks good, then you can definitely go for that. Andrew, can you help find a reactive ball? I'm a two-handed lefty. I'm gonna need a little more, Andrew. Like, do you own any bowling balls? Is this gonna be your first one? What does your arsenal look like? Things like that. Kieran, sorry for all the questions, but does that mean my pro shop got the measurements wrong? Potentially. Potentially they got the measurements a little bit wrong, so I would go check to verify. So when you put your hand in a bowling ball, like what I recommend to check your span is you put your thumb in the ball, you don't put your fingers in. You rest your fingers. Oh, well, here, let me try. Let me actually just grab a ball. Ironically, I have bowling balls right behind. Okay. Let me grab a thumb because I ironically have a thumb sitting right here. Oh, my finger is very swelled. So when you have a bowling ball, the way to check your span is actually put just your thumb in the ball, rest your fingers across the grips like I do. It's going to be kind of hard to showcase. But what you need is the point between both. Now I'm flipping you guys off, but that's fine. The point, and it's a little bit bright because of my lights, the point in the middle of your two knuckles should be at the point when you put it on the ball, should be right where the grip starts of your ball. It's going to be very hard to see. It'd be easier with the yellow boy. So like I could actually mark it right now if I had a pen with me. I have a pen. We do. We have a Sharpie. We're going to Sharpie up my finger. That's fine. Or science, baby. All right. That should be easy to get off later. Okay. Have that. Ah. All right. So that point on my finger, that black part, that should be right at the start of your finger insert. And that shows if your span is too long or too short. If it matches up right to that finger insert, you're good to go. If it doesn't, it's probably either too short or too long. I hope this comes off. I didn't check what kind of Sharpie this was. That would have been smart. Industrial. Oh, that's good. Super permanent. Remains permanent under most chemical washes. Oh, that's good. Do not shake. Well, that's great. I hope that comes off. Huh. Oh, yeah, it's coming off pretty easily. Why do I have an industrial Sharpie next to me? Okay, cool. It actually comes off the skin pretty easily. Huh. Well, that was fun. Industrial Sharpie. Why not? Why wouldn't I have one next to me? Let's see. Brian, I think it's time to get my phase 2 baked. Bowled over 150 games. Yeah, probably an okay idea. Probably an okay choice. Preston, I have the Attention Star S2 and an AI. I would go with a Summit Ascent. I think a Summit Ascent will fit well with that. Jennifer, my son wants to know when you're coming back to Pittsburgh. That's a good question. Whenever Maribeth wants me back in Pittsburgh, I'll be there. So then I will be back in the area. Limbs, any tips for extremely sweaty hands? I struggle with dropping the ball often. So use the fan that's on the lanes as much as humanly possible. Then the second best option is to have a grip sack of some kind, a rosin bag. That'll help you because I actually have the same problem where my hands get very sweaty very quickly. So that's my best rec. Horst, what's going on again? Welcome back. Train Boy, how do I get my ruby to react more? Should I get it repolished? I would go with repolish. I think more putting polish back onto it will be good. Rip Van Revs a drywall pad. That is bonkers. I've never heard of a drywall pad being used on a bowling ball. That's awesome. Yofo, every time I use strong, solid ASIMs and hooking the entire lane, I leave 7 pins. Is that normal? That if you have too much angle on your ball, yes, it is absolutely normal. That is, yeah, smooth bowling balls don't do well with a lot of angle. You'll leave a lot of corner pins. Dawn, love my Summit Ascent. Would a Zen 25 be a good Pearl complement? Yes, it would. Yes, it would. If the Ascent starts hooking too early, absolutely it would be. K-Profit, hand sanitizer will take it off. Perfect. It actually almost all rubbed off, like just by rubbing it, which is crazy. I'm just more baffled that I have one here. I don't know where I got this. Like, Why do I have it? I'm a computer science nerd. I work in a cubicle at an insurance company, and I have an industrial Sharpie. I don't know. Interesting. But thank you for the tip, though. Let's see. Big B. On a new to me used ball, I have new fingers, new finger grips installed, the thumb plugged and re-drilled, and a Jopo outer sleeve, and had the ball cleaned up all for $70. Is that a fair price? A new to you ball, finger grips installed, thumb plugged and re-drilled. So for for our shop that I work at, that would be honestly probably pretty close to that. So I think that's a pretty fair price. Jopos themselves are like $20 to insert. They're the most expensive kind of insert to put in your ball. Finger grips are usually around like $10 to $20 for a pair. Plugging and re-drilling along with a slug is usually about $40. So yeah, I think you got a pretty okay price. Drayden, would you say that the Equinox would be a good ball to use for Big Ben? It would be really good for Big Ben, in my opinion. I think that's like a really good pattern for it. Longer patterns, I think, where that Equinox are going to shine. Bowling Brian, I had a little problem getting connected the first couple times I tried. Try again, success. Well, glad you're connected. That's weird. Rip Van Revs, love my Ascent too. Everybody loves that. Brad Staten, probably the pro shop. Adam, how do I determine what ball to use in my arsenal before league since I'm a youth sport shot league? Practicing, using that 10 minutes of practice to your advantage. Trying different balls, see what shapes they make, see what looks good on the lane, and see what looks bad is going to be my best recommendation. Let's see. Let's catch up on the TikTok chat. We are way behind. Wow, apologies. Let's see. Ryan, I'm starting to outgrow my beginner ball. Need one that hits harder. 14 pounds. I would recommend a Hustle if your beginner ball was something super, super low end. So a Hustle would be a pretty good play. Otherwise, one of the Vibes. Train Boy, how can I get my Ruby to react? And what should I change it to? 1500 grit polish is always my recommendation. Andrew, it'll be your first ball. Awesome. I would go with a Hammer Raw. Hammer Raw or a Storm Tropical Surge will be your best first ball. Jackson, you have access to a new Vibo. I do not. I think they're all gone almost everywhere already. A lot of people bought a lot of them when they announced they were discontinued. I think my video kind of bumped up Vibo purchases by a bunch. So Storm, FYI, you announce discontinued, you can boost those sales numbers. I don't think they actually make money when they discontinue a ball. I think it's more the distributors. So classic products, I'm selling you guys bowling balls. You're welcome. Marty Marr, how would you compare the Deviate Troublemaker Solid and the Track Stealth Solid to the GB5? So the Track Stealth Solid and the GB5 are going to be very, very close. The Troublemaker Solid will be much weaker than both of them. That's going to be the weakest of the three. And John, I'm looking for a third ball. You have a Phase 2 and a Physics Blackout. Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I would go Zen 25 or a Road Warrior. You're going to want to go medium and shiny ball, medium and sharp. And Evan, how important is PAP as a two-hander? Very. To be able to drill a bowling ball properly, PAP is almost a necessity so that it's drilled somewhat normally for you. So I think knowing your PAP is one of the most important things in bowling. Train Boy, or should I get a Widow Mania or an Effect? You have a lot of balls that you're recommending or you're thinking of, Train Boy. The only thing is with the polish, the Ruby just hooked too much on friction. If it hooks too much on friction, you're going to need a lot. I would recommend starting with that one ball, that weaker ball. Something like, you might need like a Tropical Surge Solid that's polished or a Hustle X-Ray that's polished. Let's see. Drayden, would you say the Equinox would be good on? Oh, yes, absolutely, Drayden. Absolutely. Thank you for jumping in on Twitch also, Drayden. Sorry for missing your comment on TikTok. And John, I'm looking for a third ball. We hit. Andrew, I'm throwing the 78U and I like it, but I want something reactive. IQ Tour could be a good option, or an Ion Pro. John, where is he reading all these comments? Where else is he streaming on? I am streaming over on YouTube. I'm streaming on TikTok, and I'm streaming on Twitch. So I've got all three chats going at the same time right now. So apologies if you see me talking to comments or answering comments and you're not seeing it on your platform, it's probably on the other. So right now, YouTube can only see YouTube, Twitch can only see Twitch, and TikTok can only see TikTok. Max Pet, thank you so much for the follow. Nando, how's the Hustle M&M? The Hustle M&M is really, really good. Phenomenal hustle ball. Train Boy, as a pro shop near me has a Vibo. As the devil on my shoulder has been telling me to buy it. Would you tell me to buy it? I like you just having a weaker ball that you can control first. I think there's other Vibos that you'll be able to buy in the future instead. All right, Jace J, love my XL, been averaging 200 plus. Nice, that XL is really good. I really like the XL. Dawn, just shot 791 with my Ascent and missed my first 800, leaving a 710 in the 8th. Oh, no. I'm sorry for that. Dang, that's unfortunate. Quill, did you end up getting any of the swag balls? I pulled the trigger on the Fusion. I needed a medium smooth ball, and I like the colors. I did not, Quill. I wanted to know a little bit more about the bowling balls because there isn't much information online. Unfortunately, all of the reviews are from staffers of some kind. And I always try to get as many unbiased reviews as possible. Staffers of either Bowler's Mart or Swag. So I didn't know enough about them to actually purchase one. And I tried hitting up Swag to try to get some more information, but they didn't answer me, which was very disappointing. So I ended up staying away from them for this batch. I'll hear what the public has to say about them since they only released a couple of days ago. Hexen, how often should I be detoxing my ball? I have a Motive Evoke, owned it for about 9 months. I would detox after probably a couple hundred games would be my rec. A couple hundred games would be the best time. Detox it twice already, but I feel like I'm losing hook, and that means the ball might just be dying completely, which is really unfortunate if it's only been 9 months. But I'm curious how many games you have on it too. Tyler, how much rev rate do you need to get from one side of the lane to the other? I would never recommend playing that much hook, but you can do that with 10 revs on the ball if you want. It's all based on your speed also. Jacques and Jimmy Butler to the Warriors. Really? Did that just go through? I hate that for with a passion. I love Jimmy Buckets. It is. Heat send disgruntled star to Warriors after trade demand. Let's go. Who did they get for him? The deal's a 3-team trade. Okay. Josh Richardson is heading to the Pistons. Lindy Waters is heading to the Pistons. Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson in a first round? Ooh. I mean, I hope he likes the Warriors. I don't know how him and Steph will do together, but I like it. Steph in Phase 2 or Summit Ascent. I like the Phase 2 best, but the Summit Ascent is also really good for a lot of people. All right, Adam, what are good pro shops in the 757 area in Virginia? I honestly am not, do not know. Apologies. If any viewers know any good Virginia pro shops, please throw them in the chat. Quill, mine is arriving on Monday, so I'll let you know. Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, please let me know. Shoot me a DM or just leave a comment on any video and let me know what you think of it. Big B, I thought TikTok was supposed to go away, or has that been resolved? So for anyone who hasn't been keeping up with the news on TikTok, it got a 60-day extension on, I believe it was January 20th. So they have until March 20th to either sell to a US-based company or some other stuff happens. And there's talks of different companies that want to buy TikTok right now. Nothing is set in stone. So we're still up in the air of what's going to happen. But yes, TikTok is still around in the US. Let's see. Kieran, I checked the span and it's good. Oh yeah, then you probably are gripping too hard. The span or the thumb size might be too big. So if you can put your thumb in and you can actually bend it quite a bit, you're probably having, you probably don't have enough tape in it. So you might have to put a little bit of tape in the ball to make it better. Brian T, you got Philly or Chiefs this Sunday? I have never been less excited for a Super Bowl. Apologies to Philly fans and apologies to Kansas City fans. This is the first time I've really looked at a Super Bowl. Like, I might just edit videos at that time because I'll have some free time. This is the first weekend I've had free in a minute. I might just edit videos. We'll see. I don't know. I might not watch much, which is disappointing, but I really don't care much who wins. I'd probably lean Eagles. I like Saquon a lot right now, and I like this I want him to have a ring, but that's really the main reason. I don't know. I don't have any good reasons for this one. All right, let's go to Evan. Thank you for the PAP answer. Is my first drill two-handed attention star without my PAP worth re-drilling? I would recommend getting your PAP, finding out what it is, and then finding out what the layout is. So you can reverse engineer your layout. I should make a video on that. I'll probably make a video on that sometime soon about how to reverse engineer your layout based on your PAP. But then I would check that to see if it's good or not. Nando, can throwing a 14 and 15 pound ball mess you up? Yes, absolutely it can. I always recommend one weight, but if you're doing okay with both, then you can keep going at that. But I recommend picking one or the other. Hexen, I'd say I only have about 400 games on the Evoke. It's definitely not technique. Technique does not make the ball die at all. So that's a little odd. A little odd. Kieran, the Jimmy Butler trade is 5-team. Oh my God. 5-team trade is crazy. Yofo, I did a rejuve of my Ascent. Now it appears to hook later and harder than an effect. Huh. Might be the... I mean, sometimes when you do a rejuve, the surface is a little bit shinier after you clean it and everything. So maybe that's it too. Adam, Mr. Beast is trying to buy TikTok. He was. There's a lot of people trying to buy it, but it doesn't sound like ByteDance wants to sell to a lot of people. Microsoft wanted it. There was a Shark Tank rep that wanted it. Mr. Beast wanted it. Trump wanted it. Everybody wants it right now. Adam, I'm rooting for a meteor strike. I saw that. That was one of the greatest memes. It was a map of the US and it said, who do you want to win the Super Bowl? It was Philadelphia had Eagles. The Kansas City area had the Chiefs. Everybody else said meteor strike. Absolutely fantastic. It was just beautiful meme. Well done. Good job. All right. We are at about an hour and a half. I'm going to do one last check for questions from anybody. Please ask one more round of questions, and then we're going to call it. Like I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, I'm a bit sick right now, so I'm going to call the live stream just a little bit early tonight so I can get a decent amount of sleep tonight and not completely destroy the throat. So please ask any final questions you have in the comments, and then we are going to go on with our night. But let's see what we have. Max Pet, I have the Dull, Harsh Reality, and the Thrill. What ball do you think would be a good third ball? You have a Harsh Reality and a Thrill. You're going to want to go in between. I would go with a Zen 25. Just have a shiny option. It'll be really good for you. Kieran, would just one piece of tape work? I would recommend, I would check if your thumb hole is loose. So if your thumb hole is too loose, I would put a black piece of tape on the back part of the thumb hole where the outside skin of the knuckle on your thumb hole is. Let's see, and we have Black Star piece. So I had my numbers wrong about the turning I'm doing. Eiffel Tower, 200 two-hander, 500 revs, 17 miles an hour. You're gonna want stronger ASIMs, or in either solids or pearls are gonna be your best bet. Country Boy Bowling, zebras are the real winners. Oh yeah, I don't like getting into the. I usually try to avoid the refs did stuff, but it's been a weird NFL season, and football is so weird with flags because there's a flag on every play. There could be. There's holding. There's all this stuff. So it's been odd. Let's see. Adam, the Puppy Bowl will get more views. Oh, I'm watching the Puppy Bowl 100%. We love the Puppy Bowl. Manabug, can you recommend a good two-handed coach in Minnesota within an hour of the city? So actually, the guy who runs our pro shop, Briley Howe, will be your best bet. He's down in Owatonna. He might work in the cities for a couple of things too, but I would check. He is probably going to be your best bet. You can find him on Facebook. Will be my top recommendation. There aren't many good two-handed coaches, unfortunately. There aren't many good ones in the cities. A lot of older one-handed coaches. Let's see. Train Boy, should I get the ruby polish or just change the surface? I'd go with polish to start, Train Boy, and then go from there. Kieran, is the black tape thinner than the white? Yes, it is a little thinner, but it's also more slick than the white tape. The white tape is actually textured. Kieran, Saquon Barkley will win the Puppy Bowl. Yes, yes. Saquon winning the Puppy Bowl. I am in. I am 100% in. All right. But with that, let us see. Also, Ada, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Really appreciate that. Welcome over to the Twitch side. And Drayden, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Raya Take, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Much appreciated, guys. We're actually have 43 follows on Twitch, which is super cool. We might have a couple Twitch only streams coming soon with maybe some video games or something. Oh, HAUGH. There you go. I just threw it into chat. Manabug. So just look up his name, and it's Briley with a B. And then you'll be good there. Don, I don't know why, but Why did that not go through? I see a blank space on your comment. Oh, there it is. Puppy, football, and a trophy. Beautiful. Beautiful. And Big B, thanks for responding to all of your comments. Absolutely, of course. That's what we are here for. That is what we are here for. When's the next stream? So we are for sure going to be live next Wednesday, 6 o'clock p.m. That is February 12th. We're going to be live then. We might be live this weekend. We're going to see what all comes up. I have a ton of editing to do from our weekend in Pittsburgh. I have probably 10 videos to make for you guys, both on YouTube and TikTok. So we're going to have a lot going on over there. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Some videos coming later this week. We are going to have a full podcast with Maribeth Baker coming out. We have a motive categorization video that I'm really excited for. I have to rate a bunch of arsenals from you guys. I have about 30 more arsenals I need to make videos of. Hey, Donabot over on Twitch. What's up? So we have a lot of really cool videos coming later this week into next week and over the next couple of months. So make sure you follow on all of our platforms. We have different content on everything. We have a Twitch, we have a TikTok, we have an Instagram, and we have a YouTube. So go follow on all of those platforms. Quick reminder, dhlab3d.com for your ZVL bowling chamois. There are some really, really good chamois. There are only a handful left, so make sure to go buy them before they're gone for good. But with that, I believe we're going to call it. I'm going to go take some drugs then, and then we are going to probably get a lot of sleep and get ready for some bowling and some work in the morning. So thank you guys all so much for hanging out today. Very much appreciated. We are going to be calling it on the TikTok side first. TikTok, thank you. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye. And then YouTube, it's just us left. We will cancel out of that. Thank you guys, YouTube, for hanging out for so long. Really appreciate it. Really make a sick man feel good today. So really nice. But be well, get some rest. Thank you so much. Drug it up. Get all of them drugs. All right. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.